I'm Amber Boydstun. I'm a professor of political science at the University of California, Davis, and I'm teaching a class called America Decides. The idea of this class is that it's about the current election. And we're gonna look at all of the forces that tend to influence elections in the United States, and we're gonna do so against the landscape of the current election as it unfolds in real time. The class will be divided into a few different parts. The lectures are pre-recorded, and so you can watch them from your pajamas anytime that makes sense to you. But other parts of the course are all online, but synchronous, meaning you have to show up for a Zoom call. I know Zoom is the worst, but we're gonna make it great because that portion is gonna feature two different parts. In one part, we're gonna have guest conversationalists every week where I talk to a different smart invited person, either another professor of political science or sometimes a journalist or sometimes a lobbyist, and we're gonna get their views on what the world looks like, especially with the current election, from their professional lens. And they're also gonna give us life tips, and it's gonna be just fabulous. And then the other portion of that synchronous online learning is going to be group work. And I know what you're thinking, you hate group work, but it's gonna be okay because we're gonna structure the group work in a fun way where everyone has to do their share, but you also learn a lot. And it's that group work that I think is gonna really make it engaged. And I've tried this, I've done lots of experimenting. I think I have a system that makes the group work. If you're a Republican, you should take this class. And if you're a Democrat, you should take this class. And if you hate both the parties or you don't pay attention to politics, you should especially take this class. Instead of leaning into our partisanship and thinking about the world through this affective polarization lens, instead it's going to be helpful for this class for us to put on hats as social scientists, thinking of ourselves as animal behaviorists. So when we think about those wacky Democrats or those wacky Republicans or specific types of voters like college-educated farmers in Nebraska, we're going to not think of them as fellow partisans or nonpartisans. We're going to think of them as interesting giraffes and gazelles and zebras. And we're going to say, well, my goodness, those zebras might be seeming weird to us. I don't know why they're acting that way, but they must be acting that way for a reason. So we're gonna put ourselves in our animal behaviorist hats, and we're gonna figure out why the system is working the way it is, why people are having the political attitudes that they're having that might seem so strange to us. And every time some new wackadoodle thing happens in the news, we're gonna think about it through that lens of how it might be affecting the giraffes and the zebras and the gazelles.